What's going on, everyone? This is Jay from Premier Gaming Entertainment, here to bring to you my predictions video for this week's game versus Washington. Before I get started, please leave a like on the video if you can. It really does help the channel, it helps to get the video to all the people out there. And leave me a comment in the comment section below. How do you feel about this game? It is our first road game, and these past few weeks have been a real test. But how do you feel? Are you confident that we'll win? Do you don't think we have a chance? Let me know how you feel about that in the comment section below. And as always, if you enjoy my content, please subscribe to the channel. If you are subscribed, remember to turn on notifications. So, as I mentioned, this game is our first road game of the season. It's definitely going to be a hostile environment. Washington, uh, we played them, if I'm not mistaken, 2021, and we did end up winning that game, even though it was a little bit of a test. But this is obviously a different team than the team in 2021 when we went out there, and the season so far, it's funny. In 2021, there really wasn't that much of expectations of that team. We had come off that ugly 2020 season where everyone wanted Harbaugh fired. I mean, not me, but a lot of people anyways. And there really wasn't too much of any expectation on that season. We didn't know what we're going to get. And, it's funny, this season, we're 4-1, and everyone wants everybody fired. So it's just, I get the fact that maybe it's, the fact that we've had this 3-year run where, we've barely lost any games, and everyone expects the standard that we've had for those last 3 years to be this year, even though it's a totally and completely different coaching staff. A lot of those players that were on those teams are now in the NFL. And, even though, we had low expectations in that 2021 season, it's like we feel so much worse this season. And I get that there's been struggles with the offense and with the defense, but it's, to me, from week to week, things have been improving. People don't see it, but I do see improvement, especially, going from week 1 to week 2 with Alex Orji. I've seen improvement there as well. I mean, obviously, he's not putting up huge numbers or anything like that, but you could see the gradual steps that are being made to improve upon the previous week. I don't expect him to make this huge jump where he goes from being what he was to being like Peyton Manning over a 1 week period. This guy hasn't started a major game in like what, 4 years, 5 years. He's just been sitting on the bench or trying to develop in practice, but he hasn't played any meaningful snaps. So people out there, crushing him. I think that he's making great strides in improvement. He's the best chance that we have for winning because he solidifies the running game, obviously. You have to account for the fact that he might take off and run, and he's being more careful with the football. He ain't just throwing it up there. There's times where he could have made a bad play, and he just ate it and took off and run. And, you know, someone like Davis Warren wasn't going to do that. He was going to just chuck it up. I think I mentioned this before, but people have mentioned that Davis Warren was John O'Corn, and I didn't see it. But after that last game where they pulled him, I definitely saw it. So we're not going to win with John O'Corn. I'm just putting that out there. So this week's game is going to be interesting. Um, what I'm interested to see is the progression and see what steps of improvement have been built upon for this week's game. I saw I think it was the third quarter of the Minnesota game, where they started to bring out some interesting concepts. They had that two-back set where they had Donovan and Cole Mullings in there, and they had like Donovan going in motion, and it was really good. They had a nice drive, but I'd like to see more of stuff like that. I'd like to see some quarterback design runs. I'd like to see more sets where Donovan is in the backfield and then goes out in motion and becomes a wide receiver. In the slot, who's going to cover him? Is it a safety? Is it a linebacker? A linebacker's not going to be able to cover him. I'd like to see more of that type of stuff. Give Alex Orji some easy plays, some easy throws. He's not going to be a drop back and pocket pass or anything like that, where he's just in the pocket picking the defense apart. That's not his skill set right now. Now, not to say that it won't be in the future or it can't be, but right now he's got to get the confidence in his passing game to be able to get to that level. So right now, just make things easy for him. Get him some runs. Get him some screen plays. Get him some RPOs. Some quick hitches. Slants. This offense shouldn't be geared upon or geared around something similar to what they expected JJ to do from last year. This needs to be tailor-made and catered to Alex Orji and what he can do right now. And as he improves, then you can add more to it based off of what he's capable of doing. And that's what they're going to have to do in this game. The run game obviously is going to have to be the bread and butter. The offensive line has been showing improvement as well. And, that's what we're going to have to lean upon for this game. Not only the running, but a lot of play action. We got to get the safeties to be in conflict. Do we come down to try and stop the run? Or are we concerned that if we do that, we can get beat over the top? So Michigan has to take some shots down the field. They got to make it where they can't be comfortable always coming straight downhill. They got to be mindful that if they do that, they're leaving their corners one-on-one and they could be beat over the top. So coming into this, I think our defense is going to be better than it was the Minnesota game. We got to be better in the second half, obviously. That's been the Achilles heel of this team so far this year. And with getting Josiah Stewart and Will Johnson back for this game, it's going to be huge for not only for depth, but also, getting your best players back on the field. I think that part of the problem with the Minnesota game obviously was the fact that both of those guys weren't playing. And even despite that, we had 5 sacks. So we just have to get continual pressure and, you know, not allow Washington's quarterback to be comfortable in the pocket. I think that if that's done, you know, I don't see Washington putting up the yards that they put up against Rutgers. I just don't see that. So defensive pressure, better communication on the back end for the secondary, and just make Washington a one-dimensional team, not allow them to run the football with our strong front, and make them have to play from behind passing when on obvious passing downs so our pass rush can get home. And I see Michigan getting the victory. Everyone is counting us out. Vegas has us as an underdog. A lot of sports places saying that they don't think we're going to win, but I got confidence in our team to get this victory on the road. So I think that when it's all said and done, Michigan pulls this one out, and I see the final score being Michigan 27, Washington 17. So anyways, that's it for the video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, definitely leave a comment in the comment section below if you made it this far. Give me a go blue. Let me know how you feel about the game. Leave a like on the video. And if you enjoy my content, as I mentioned before, definitely subscribe to the channel. Anyways, thank you for watching. And as always, go blue.